This Marquee Dragon video is sponsored by Shattered Crystal, game codes, and items.
I'm Marquee Dragon, also known as Marcus Eichenberry in real life, and I got Victor from World of Tanks, and we're going to talk ammunition. So, we've got in World of Tanks, how many different types of ammunition are there? Do you know?
Well, there is certain variety. There's probably like 5 or 6, maybe 7 different types. Let me just briefly go with the most
common ones?
Yeah, the most common ones.
Okay.
Well, normal armor-piercing shells, those are cheap. Those are for in-game. You can buy those for in-game currency. It's like the cheapest one possible. Yeah, it's just normal shell for that tank, which in real life would be normally issued to tank crews. Then go some fancier type of, for example, HEAT, a highly explosive anti-tank.
Right.
This is a special type of shell which penetrates armor at hitting and sort of kind of melting at high temperature. Well, there's a certain physical process to that, and yes, it does penetrate thicker armor, and you want to have that if you are to encounter a Tiger tank in this battle or King Tiger tank. Although you have to be precise with it. For example, the third type is highly explosives.
Right.
Those are shells which don't penetrate armor well. They just explode and there's a splash damage.
And they're good for like the light tanks and artillery.
No, not only light tanks. For example, I am riding German artillery piece called Hummel, and I'm using only high explosives, which are cheap for that machine.
Right.
Because it's really hard to hit directly into a tank from like half a mile. So you aim, you try your best, but you miss, and the shell explodes and hits the ground.
You
like
still get some damage
yeah,
if you
but
hit next to it.
yeah, if you hit next to it, you have a chance to damage the track and knock down the track. So this King Tiger is immobilized for some time, which makes him sit in duck for my next shot or for my friend's fire. So there are different
and
tactics.
You hit multiple tanks with.
Oh yeah, sometimes a couple of enemy tanks are hustling around, and you hit that, and it hits the ground, and you have like 2 or 3 messages informing you that you hit this and that, and it's usually so rewarding. Actually, we have to come up with a medal for that, because there is no.
For several in one.
Several,
when you hit 3
yes,
or more in
several in
shot,
one.
something like that.
And
That's cool.
and that type of.
We can call it the Marquee Dragon medal.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Yeah, Marquee 2+ of your friends and get the Marquee Dragon medal.
You hit your friends?
Well,
That would be
friends in
friendly
quotes.
fire.
In quotes. No, friendly fire. This is something we banned for.
You ban people for friendly fire?
Well, when it's an obvious team kill, when you have a screenshot, and we have everything is recorded.
I've gone negative before when I accidentally shot somebody who was running in front of me.
Well, those are tricky. But sometimes people quarrel, especially the Russians. I mean, they call names and usually kill each other right after the battle begins. But we are very strict about it. So it's all those cases result in bans. I had a very funny story. I'm going to tell this. So.
Sure.
In this Western close beater, I'm playing this as well. Right after the patch, which introduced the destruction of objects, I was like sitting in an ambush and thinking to myself, okay, the enemy is not yet coming, so I still have some time to spend. Let me see if our programmers realize that knocking down of the trees with a shell. So tanks run over trees and they fall down.
Correct.
I thought to myself, maybe if I shoot at a tree, it should fall down as well.
Right.
So, and this optical aiming device, I'm I found a tree, I aimed at its root part, and I pressed shoot. At this very second, or fraction of a second, our recon guy, literally, I did not see him because I was like concentrated on this tree, just ran out of nowhere, and my shell precisely hit his back. And I did not kill him, but he was like heavily damaged, so he survived. He came round me and like stopped behind me. He could not kill me because it was a small tank. I was in a Panzer tank, and he started like okay, I'm gonna like report to the support. I have screenshots, my friends can confirm that. I'm saying, hey, and
Hey, buddy, go ahead.
and I gave him an explanation, and then I realized that was probably the most stupid explanation a guy could get. I'm like, hey, come on, I was trying to, like, imagine the guy is heavily hit by me exactly in the rear, and he was actually zigzagging, so he thought it would actually require quite a lot of skill to hit a zigzagging tank, which I did perfectly. So he did not believe me, obviously. My explanation was, hey, come on, I was shooting at a tree to see if it will fall down or not. That was true. That was true. And the guy's like, yeah. The support people will decide.
Yeah, so did support people come and talk to you about it?
No. I went on and said, hey, come on, you have to believe me. Because my nickname is Victor Kiss, which is Victor Kissler, my real name. I'm using my real name in the game. So I'm saying, hey, and yeah, what the heck? Hey, I'm Victor Kissler. I'm the CEO of the company making this game. He's like, yeah, of course. I'm saying, and I'm like, you can Google me.
Yeah.
Well, that was fine. But really, if this guy is watching this program, I really was aiming for a tree.
Okay, that's going to be the quote of the day. I was really aiming for the tree.
Yeah.
So, okay, and now there's one other type. There's the armor-piercing composite rigid.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's used for?
Those are very expensive shells, and usually
Expensive, like in silver or in gold?
No. Those are shells you can buy only in gold.
Okay.
That's probably one example of direct battlefield advantage. It's not that you buy $100 worth of those golden shells and kill everyone. Those shells are effective only against heavy armored targets. They don't have much of a splash effect. So if you miss and do no damage. Like with highly explosive, if you miss, you still do a lot of damage.
Yeah, if you hit near them.
Yeah, but these golden bullet, you have to be very precise, especially in the artillery. If you hit and if the target is like juicy bug, then it makes sense. Otherwise, it's not worth doing. And as I'm saying, not every tank you want to shoot with this one, because it is effective only when used right. Just when you expect to have Tigers in the opposing team or heavy Russian tanks, you'd rather have like 5 or 10 of these golden bullets in your ammo rack. Chances are that you will shoot 1 or 2 and come back to garage with the whole pack intact. So it's a very rare occasion you want to use those. And the reason why we charge gold for those is that in real life, in real World War II, those were really, really expensive.
Oh, okay.
And like a crew could get like 1 or 2 of those for a couple of days. So that's a reason. So it's not the normal way World War II was fought. So those were really, really exclusive and rare in real life.
One other question about ammunition now that you bring up about having them in your ammo racks. So when my ammo rack is damaged, does that mean that I have lost some of my ammo?
That's a good question. You know, like I usually play so well, but that I never
never get hit.
I never turn my back to the enemy, so my ammo rack is always intact.
Yeah, okay. Well,
actually,
we'll leave that one as
I just let me share with you something which is like really exclusive and well, it's a cool stuff. American tanks, which we are introducing literally like very, very soon, like within a couple of days or weeks. We decided, and it's almost official now, and you're the first one to know, that in American tanks, those armor-piercing, like cool shells, will not be sold for gold. They will be sold for credits, for those in-game silver money, most of them, with very rare exceptions. So like Russians and Germans, they have to buy armor-piercing shells for gold. But in the American tank, all the ammunition, with a very rare exception, will be for in-game credits you can earn in any battle. Of course, the prices will be a little higher, but that's not a gold currency, that's silver currency. That will make American tanks very different from German and Russians. And the reason why we will do that is that during war, for the American army, it was not an American economy and industry. It was not so much a problem to manufacture those premium shells. The problem was to deliver them. So like if you make a rack of even a big box or the whole ship of those ammo, it was easier to produce in America those expensive, like cool ones, and then, well, avoid German submarines. And so as long as they are in France, they distributed those cool shells to everyone. So for Americans, it was not so much about the price of the shell, but the delivery cost. So that's the reason we will not charge real money or gold for American cool shells.
Another what do you call it? This is another, God, what is it called?
Yeah, I can give you a hint. We just want Russian players, like schoolboys who don't want to pay money anyway, to try out and level up American tanks. Because, you know, like, it will make them play more, but they will be happy because they will not have to pay any gold for shells.
But it's an example of you being true to how it really was.
Yeah, this is a historical game.
So the historical piece of how it was hard to get them delivered, but they were higher quality, you're bringing that to the game.
Yeah, that's a good explanation.
Yeah. So, okay, Victor, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate learning more about ammunition.